Alrighty, guys. How's everyone doing? Good morning, good morning. Daniel, I'll go ahead and check MU for you later in the stream. Yeah, write that down. So, all right. So, Thursday morning, we got our nice news from the Fed. Not much changes. They are talking about interest rates potentially starting to increase in 2022. So nothing through the end of this year, which when you really think about it, that's really not that far away. But the more we sort of get this market ready for potential rate increases, the better. We need to slowly, massage the market into knowing that increases are coming. And you guys know the stock market prices future in. So at this point, guys, it'd be stupid if, hedge funds, big guys, they're definitely pricing in the fact that there will be a price or there will be an interest rate increase. They're not just going to, oh, I'm just an idiot. I'm not going to think about it until it actually happens, right? So they know what they're doing, and they know that it's going to be there. They know it's coming, and that stuff is priced into the market. They don't just forget about it. So the more we can get that priced into the market now, the better it is for the stability of the market. So I think that will start to happen, or it already is happening. It probably already is. Fed, talked about tapering. Got a little bit jumpy around the time they started bringing the word tapering up. They said it's not quite there, but it is coming. And the fact that we know that it is coming is a good thing because I think the market can price it in. So basically, if you were to wrap up what we heard yesterday, is that there is less uncertainty in the market. And what is good for the market? And that is that there is no uncertainty. The uncertainty is what creates panic in the market and what creates downside when people don't know what is going to happen. That is what we had for the last 3 days to about a week, is we just did not know what was going to happen. We didn't know where we're going to go. We didn't know what was going to be said. And that is when people just don't touch anything and they get a little bit panicked. And that's sort of like what I was doing, right? I was not touching anything. I was being very careful because you just don't know what's going to happen. So I think we're getting to a place where we have a little bit. Sound is low. No, it's not. Just try to raise up your volume because I haven't touched anything. So try to. I'm sorry. What was I going to say? Forgot what I was going to say, but uncertainty is definitely better. There's not as much uncertainty in the market, and that is why I believe you are starting to see some buying come in. Now, are we, is the dip over? I don't ever want to say that for certain. There's definitely some key levels that we can watch today to start to see if we can break above. That should help. But we definitely rebounded better than I expected. I thought after Tuesday's close, things looked very ugly. It looks like the buyers definitely stepped in yesterday, and on the Fed meeting, we got a little bit of a pump. So that's how the market goes, guys. You're never gonna get it right, and not getting your messages during the day. I'm not sure what that is. What you're talking about, Hassan. If you're in the Discord, you should be getting my messages. Just reach out to email me or something. It's not the place for it. Jesus Christ, forgot what I was gonna say again. I forgot what I was gonna say. But how's it going, guys? How's everyone doing today? Everyone having a good day? So the market's coming back. It looks like there are definitely some key levels in the market. Someone remind me what I was just saying, please. Someone please remind me. What was I about to say? I felt like it was very important, and I just lost it. Until I check your... Can you check Facebook? Yeah, Facebook's on the list today. uncertainty in the market, key support levels. Oh, right. Don't read the comments. That's probably right. I probably shouldn't. So the dip was definitely, it was definitely a little bit more. I definitely got faked out a little bit by the price action. Right, yesterday was strong. Good move on the Fed meeting, and that's what sort of comes into the market. Right, that's the uncertainty that you have coming into these big events, and that is why I try to tell. That's why I try to talk to the chat and anyone that I talk to, is that during this period of the market, it's so crucial just to try to scale down a little bit. You don't need to hit home runs all the time. So I scaled down tremendously over the last week, and I've done really well actually during this time. I've been able to hedge my long-term portfolio with SPY puts. I've been able to buy some of these dips. I caught in some nice dips, but I'm not making a ton of money. But at least I'm protecting my portfolio. I'm not losing money. I'm saving. I'm saving my shares. I'm making sure my long term is green during an uncertain time, and that was my goal. That was my goal during this time. So we'll see what happens. The buyers definitely started to step in yesterday. We're up here in the pre-market again, and there are some key levels that we need to watch today to see if we can get above. If we can't, then I'm never going to count out the possibility of us falling right back lower. That's never, not a possibility. However, I just wouldn't, at this current moment, I don't really see the reason why that would happen. I don't see the economic reason or the current feeling on the market. I don't see a reason why we would fall back lower on this market. It doesn't really seem like anything's out there to be panicked about after this Fed meeting. It's the same stuff that we've already heard. We know the tapering is coming. We know the interest rates are coming. Everyone that is aware of economics and is aware of what's going on in the world knows that we need to taper and we need to raise interest rates. It's healthy. We can't have 0% interest rates for the rest of our lives. It's not healthy for the. Sure, it's great for you and me, right? I can go buy a car for 2% interest rate. I can go refinance my house for 2% on a 15-year mortgage. Great, love it. That's great. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We definitely need to have. We definitely know that. We definitely know that interest rates and tapering needs to increase, right? So that is something that I think is, as people know, and I think that helps us for this market. What happened to correction? I don't know. I never thought that we would have a correction. I don't think this market doesn't want to correct. That was never I don't think that was ever a possibility, a correction, especially when you look at the ES for this long of a period. I don't know. I just never felt that we were going to have that deep. There's a lot of buyers in this market, it seems. So let's go ahead and look at the schedule. Let's go ahead and try to get our bearings for what to expect. It's definitely a very difficult period. We don't know, what happens today. We'll have to keep an eye on the price action. But today, futures as always, NASDAQ, S&P, Dow. Those are going to be important. Roku. Weird chat today, yeah. Distracting chat. Roku. I know you guys know that what was this pullback actually? 1 second. I do want to see. We'll look at that a little bit deeper. Yeah, 5%. It's about double the recent one, so not bad. Roku. You guys know that I have lost money on Roku in the past. My chat knows it. But Roku is presenting such a great trading opportunity. I'm not quite ready to take it, but definitely watch Roku. Definitely watch Roku here over the next few weeks. Roku has pulled back tremendously, and there is definitely an opportunity going to be coming on Roku. It's a tough stock to trade. It definitely fakes you out quite a bit, but a contract with time and just a trust in the analysis could be a great opportunity. That is what I would be watching. So I want to show you guys that today on Roku. Apple 142, very nice hold. So almost all of these charts today are great opportunities on the dip. We talked about a ton of stocks that were pulling back. Yesterday we talked about that NVIDIA pullback. It was beautiful. NVIDIA spiked up great yesterday. How will we begin to feel the taper on this market? I'll answer that in a second, Mr. TNT. Maybe ask me later after I get through this. Apple 142, very nice hold. Goldman Sachs Fed play. I'll show you guys the play that I took on Goldman Sachs. Beautiful play in anticipation for the Fed, for financials to move off the Fed, the FOMC statement, and very nice. Beautiful play, and it looks like it's up today as well, so I'm very happy with Goldman Sachs. Tesla 760, crucial level. NVIDIA break and retest, talked about it yesterday. I'll go ahead and show you guys again today. Facebook, a big ouch for Facebook yesterday. Big L in the chat for Facebook. News that the Apple changes to the App Store is going to affect their business, and got crushed on Facebook yesterday. So we took some puts yesterday in the morning. Killer trade with the Discord. Shout out to anyone that was in that with me. That was an awesome trade. From start to finish, from entry to exit, just an awesome trade. Sort of pointed that thing out from, from start to finish. Chart was beautiful. Everything about the downside was beautiful, and it really made it pretty easy to trade. So I'll show you guys Facebook today. Pretty ugly yesterday for it. Is this an opportunity back to the upside? Is this an overreaction? I think you're probably right in the long term. Facebook is Facebook. It usually comes back, right? Facebook's not going anywhere. At least I don't think. So is this big dip on Facebook an opportunity to the upside? Very potential. You have to wait for the falling knife to slow down. But definitely something to watch. Snapchat. Insane move on Snapchat. Not expected at all. I did not expect Snap to be moving up as much as it is. I'll show you guys the chart, show you why it's getting a little bit to a point where I'd be a little bit careful. So I'll show you that today. Finally, Disney. Disney fell off some news about, I think it was about the virus. It was on Wednesday? Was it on? No, it was on Monday. So Monday, Disney fell. No, Monday, Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday. Tuesday, Disney fell huge. What is this? Almost 7% on downside on Disney, which is crazy. Also some news, but it came back down into a really nice support level. And I want to show you that today. This could be a nice opportunity. Do I own shares of Facebook? No, I don't. That's one of the stocks I never got into for back in March of 2020. Never got into FB. But I have a lot of QQQ. I have a lot of I have some ARK. I don't think ARK owns Facebook actually. I have exposure to the tech market, just never specifically Facebook. So that's what I have for you guys. And if you guys could, if you're a member, you can go ahead and post some charts for me in the Google Docs. If you guys are a member of the channel, just go to the community tab. Go look at my post in the community tab, and you will see that Google Docs there, and you can go ahead and put your ticker that you want to look at. So let's go ahead and get started today, guys. Interesting day, and these times in the market are most exciting to me. These times in the market are most exciting to me because they present such great buying opportunities. When everyone else is panicked, I think these create some really big buying opportunities. So I'm definitely going to be out there hunting for some opportunities the rest of this week into next week. So here's Roku, guys. On your screen, Roku. You guys can see this is definitely a support level on Roku. There is demand in this area. There is no doubt about this. Over the last year, more than a year, about a year and 3 months, we have definitely found a demand in this area, this 300 to 320 area. Without a doubt, there is demand here. Now, Roku has fallen from its highs almost 35%. 35% to the downside. Is that right? Yeah, about 35% to the downside here on Roku, back down to this support level. Um, if you want to take a shot here and potentially trade this back to the upside, you definitely have. Oh shoot, futures. You're right. Sorry, I'm so excited to look at Roku, but yeah. I'll just finish this and then we'll skip over this when we get to futures. If you want to take Roku to the upside, you're definitely having a pretty nice risk to reward here, back to the upside. So I'm definitely going to be watching this, guys. I'm keeping an eye on Roku. This is a nice area for it. If you buy it here, you're definitely not chasing. You're definitely not, I think you're getting a pretty good entry. And even if you lose on it here, I can't say that this is not a decent entry on Roku, right? So you can see here, very nice potential hold. I would definitely keep an eye on that. So let's go ahead and jump into the NASDAQ today, guys. So here's the NASDAQ. Let's go to the daily chart and let's go ahead and take a look at this. So here is your support level, right? The 14,900, 15,000 level. That is your level. That is where we bounced off of in August. That's where we bounced off in July. And that is where we're bouncing off today. We got that pretty ugly candle here on Tuesday. Very ugly candle on Tuesday. But yesterday, huge rebound off this level. Very nice move. We got above the 50 SMA. We closed right about at that level. And today, we are holding above it. So 50 SMA is at 15,178. 15,178. Right here. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, whoops. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and make that exactly 15,178. Turn that yellow for us. There we go. So that is the 50 SMA on the daily chart. So if we go to the 4-hour chart now, we can see that we are above that level, right? We are above that level right now in the pre-market. That's a very nice push above that 50 SMA. At this point, you want to see us hold above that 50 SMA today. So if I go to the 20-day, 1 hour, we can look a little bit into what this bounce is starting to look like. And we can see that, yes, we did break this high here. We broke this pre-market high from, this was from Monday morning, or Tuesday morning. You can see we got that push into the pre-market, fell Tuesday. Yesterday, pushed back up, was able to close above that level, and in the pre-market, we are above it. So at this point, you want to see us hold above that pre-market high. You want to see us hold this level, right? Because if you hold this level, that could be a very nice little higher high. Higher high, higher low. That could be a nice little stair step here on the market. So if we get a pullback, if you're bullish, you definitely want to see that hold, right? Because that would set up for a nice little uptrend here if that holds, right? So something like this. If you can hold that previous high right here and make an uptrend, that could be a very nice entry long here on the market if it can hold that level. That's what I would be watching first of all. I definitely want to see us hold above that. The next thing that I'd be watching, guys, is the resistance all in this area. This is going to act as resistance. There's no doubt that this area, this 15,350, is going to act as resistance. I would be shocked to see us get through there quickly. I would expect some type of some problems as we approach that level for sure. So right here on your charts, that red area, you have the previous support back from last week, previous support, previous support, previous support. We rejected it. Now we're below it. When we come back into this, I would 100% expect some resistance at this level. So 15,350 on the NASDAQ, I would 100% be watching, guys. If we start to approach that level, just be aware that there's a lot of potential resistance in that area. You can see we are trying to make it back here. If I was to look at a chart like this, and something like this happened, if that, God forbid that happened really, because I really don't want to see that happen. But if that happened where you do a dip, you retest previous support, turn it into resistance right here, right? We've seen that a lot, and then come back lower. you know, that would make sense to me. That's a normal charting formation. A normal charting formation to see a stock go drop below support, retest that support, turn it into resistance, and come back lower. That's a normal charting formation. This is just on a much larger scale, right? This is on a huge scale. Usually you see that type of formation on the daily chart, right? So you have a support level, you break below it, you come back, you hit it, and you reject, and you come back lower, right? That's a normal charting formation, and you sort of take your short side right here at that previous support. This all usually happens in like a 30-minute time period, but this is like a large scale of that same exact charting formation. So definitely watching this 15,350 on the NASDAQ, making sure that when we approach this level, you want to see some strength through that. You want to see some strength through that level, because if you do not, that could be where we start to slow down a little bit. So watch that level for sure today. If we get a push, watch that 15,350. And then, of course, this support here around 15,150. Would like to see that hold. If not, you know, guys, most important is the lows that we've put in, right? That is the most important level. This down here, 15,000, 14,900, you know, 14,900. This little double bottom, that's crucial. That doesn't hold, yeah, you guys know what happens if that doesn't hold. So there's the NASDAQ, and the ES is basically the same exact thing, guys. Look at the two charts. This is the NASDAQ. That's the ES. Same exact thing, guys. So clear resistance going to come in here around 44.35, right here. 44.35 resistance will 100% come in here. I don't know how strong it is, but you will definitely see some type of stall in that area. There's no doubt. The market definitely turns. I'm not scaring you guys, Danny. I'm not scaring anyone. I'm making sure you're aware. You know, not being aware and just being, you know, bullish without having an idea of what's going on is foolish. That's not smart. That's foolish. You have to be aware of what's going on. So here is a resistance, or previous support, and that will turn into resistance as we approach this level. So watch 44.35 here, 44.40 on the S&P. If we approach that level, make sure to watch that level here. That will be our resistance level. That's the same as your level here on the NASDAQ, right? Same exact level there. So that's the ES. That's your resistance level. Now, support, most bullish case, you want to see us hold this previous high, right? So this previous high, in the most bullish case, that would be a beautiful hold, little retest, and then a push higher. That would be great. Would love to see that. So any pullback, I would like to see us hold this 43.90, or even 4,400 would be nice. Nice whole number. See if you hold there. If not, then of course you have this low here around the 43.30s. SPY has resistance at 441. Yeah, I mean, there's probably resistance all around here. I mean, yeah, but this is in the short term here, in the last 20 days, in this recent market dip. This is the big time resistance. I'm pointing out the big levels for you guys here. So this is a big resistance level, 44.35. So on the SPY, it's 443. It's 443. That is where 443.40. So if I go to the SPY, I know a lot of you guys don't watch the ES, you just watch the SPY. But 443, 444, right in this area, that is your resistance level on the SPY. Where these previous lows came in, right around 443.50, that's the level, right? The other thing that I want to show you on the SPY, or the ES, is the moving averages on the daily chart. So that's that. Make sure to keep that on your chart. On the daily chart, I want to make sure that you guys are aware of the moving averages. So here is the daily. It's actually, so you guys see where that red line comes in? I don't think it's much of a coincidence that that red line comes in right at the 50 SMA. So the 50 SMA to the upside and previous lows turning into resistance, that will without a doubt be a very tough level for the S&P 500. So that is 443 on the SPY. 4,430 is 443 on the SPY. That is a very important level. So today, guys, if we get a 20-point push on the ES, watch the 443s, see if the resistance starts coming in. That is definitely what I would be watching. So that's the ES. Look for that 50 SMA. Watch those previous lows. Here's the Dow, guys. The Dow, first most important resistance is going to be up at that 100 SMA, which is around 34,600. And then if we break this down to the shorter term, you guys can see that this is identical to the ES and the NASDAQ. All of these indices look the exact same. So where's the resistance come in, guys? Very clear, right here. Previous lows, and you can already see the Dow is rejecting that level this morning. It is 100% rejecting that level this morning right here. So you can see, look at the previous lows, and look at where we rejected. Look at that doji candle here on the 1 hour chart. So a very big rejection. Yeah, there's economic data today. There's jobless claims. It's at 8:30. So that is going to be big right there on the Dow, 34,400, very similar to the ES and the NASDAQ. And then you have your previous high here that I would watch as support. So you guys can see, to quickly wrap this up before the economic data comes out, YM right there in your charts, 34,400, previous lows acting as resistance. It's very similar. NASDAQ, same exact thing, 15,340. Watch that level as resistance. And the ES, 44.34, 4,434, or 443 on the SPY. That is your resistance. Watch those levels. IWM, we can go over it quick. IWM definitely having a little bit of a better time over the last few days. I mean, IWM is just trading in a range. It's done that for a year. So IWM, it definitely is stronger. There's a lot of small caps moving yesterday. The top of my watch list was all small caps. I mean, it was just all small caps moving higher. So, keep an eye on how small caps perform. They definitely performed well yesterday. Very nice push on the small caps yesterday. Over the last few days, a nice little push for the small caps. So, definitely keep an eye on the small caps. You just want to see how those perform versus the larger market, and they definitely are performing. So that is the futures, guys. We'll have about a minute until economic data comes out. However, I don't know how much I expect it to move the market after yesterday, but we'll go ahead and see how it goes anyway. Snap we're looking at later in the video. Just be patient. Yeah, jobless claims never really move it much. I agree. So here's Apple, guys, before jobless claims. This is what I wanted to show you. Apple, very nice support here at 142. You can see that was the previous level hold right in this area, 142, right here. And we definitely held it once again. So we filled that gap to the downside right on here on Apple. I would if the market's strong today, if you get another nice strong push on the NASDAQ, then you are definitely going to get another strong push on Apple. Apple moves with the NASDAQ, and if the NASDAQ is up, Apple will be up. So 50 SMA, watch that as resistance. 20 SMA, watch that as resistance, of course, to the upside. That would be some levels I'd be watching. You also have these previous highs, which could come in and act as support. However, Apple off of this 141, 142 area, very nice, could potentially push higher here if the market is stronger. You definitely have potential upside here if the market is strong. So in a scenario where the market pushes back, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 2 months, we get a push back towards highs. This right here could be a great buying opportunity on Apple. Very nice dip. Nice hold so far here at 141, 142. I would definitely be watching Apple here on your charts. Now you have the jobless claims. Let's see if anything happens here on jobless claims, which I don't really expect much. I'm not going to spend much more than the initial reaction, guys, on the stream. Don't want to waste our time here. So let's go ahead and wait and see. If you guys get the numbers, and feel free to post them in the chat. Okay, just got it. Unemployment insurance weekly claim, initial claims were 351 for a week. Uninsured claims. Hold on a second. Unemployment. Oh, these are unemployment insurance weekly claims. It's different. Is that different? Okay, no, that's it. 351 insured employment. 284 hours a week. So a little bit more of jobless claims. I mean, like barely any, 16,000. I don't think we're going to get much of a reaction off this news, to be quite honest. I think, I think the market was more concerned about yesterday than jobless claims at this point. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this jobless claims, guys. Let me know if you see anything crazy going on, but let's go ahead and continue with our analysis here. So we got Apple. Let's go ahead and go over the Goldman Sachs play that I took yesterday. Very nice here in the morning. So if you guys know, if you're in the chat or in the Discord chat, or if you come to the live streams, I bought some call options on Goldman on Monday. I saw Goldman move down, gapped down from its low here, almost 4% on Monday. After the market fell, a 4% gap down on Goldman to the 100 SMA, where we held previously, right here, 100 SMA, very nice hold. We came back to that level. 4% gap down on a bank, first of all, just doesn't seem right. That's just too much. So that was the first opportunity I saw. Second opportunity, 100 SMA. I like that as a support level. I'll always be someone that takes a shot near 100 SMA because the odds are in your favor, man. I mean, you got to take some shots in this market, and if you take a shot when a stock is at a high because you think that it's going to keep going higher, your emotions may tell you that that's a good idea, but it's not. And when stocks fall back down to 100 SMAs, people's emotions tell them that, when stocks are falling, I'm not going to be someone that buys it. Of course, why would I buy stock that's falling? But when a stock falls, gaps down to 100 SMA, the odds are in your favor. I mean, any time of the day, the odds are in your favor. On a support level like a 100 SMA, you have to somehow train your emotions to think that those are good opportunities. Because I'm telling you that more of the times than none, someone that buys Goldman Sachs at a moving average versus buying Goldman Sachs at the highs, more times than none, I guarantee you the people that are buying it on dips are making more money, right? Because anytime Goldman has fallen to either the 50 SMA or below the 50 SMA or the 100 SMA or the 20 SMA, anyone that's been buying Goldman Sachs or any other stock at those moving averages, I think is probably making more money than someone that's buying these highs, right? So I would say, and if you guys are looking to take good quality setups and not just trade the high of day breakouts or trade, stocks that are going insane. If you're actually looking for good setups that you don't need to panic over, look for these moving average pullbacks. And, this one worked out very nice. I'm holding it because there's definitely upside here. I'm in basically near these lows. So if this thing pushes higher, if Goldman Sachs can get some type of rally going here, this is going to be a monster play. So we'll see. Very nice move. You have the Fed. You have the Fed that also is helping out the financial sector a little bit. Nice little move higher on the financials this morning. So I think this is a great play. We'll see what happens. Financials are moving with the Fed. Nice 100 SMA bounce. Keep an eye on Goldman Sachs. By no means is this over. You definitely are still technically buying a dip here. It's the first day above the 100 SMA. This is just a little bit of bullish confirmation. By no means is this move potentially over if the financials start to wake up a little bit after this recent dip. So definitely watch the banks, guys. Watch Goldman. Watch the XLF. And keep an eye on some of those plays. Very nice Goldman Sachs. Tesla, 4-hour chart. Just a beaut. I mean, Tesla, I have to give it to Tesla over the last few weeks. It's not moving much. It's very choppy, but it is holding a very nice technical formation for sure. I mean, this is a beautiful little stair-step pattern that Tesla is putting in here. You can basically just step on top of these stairs and keep on moving higher, right? So very nice. The recent bottom stair step was 730. You can see over the last few weeks, we've held it beautifully. Every single time we've moved to 730, we have taken a bounce off that level. This week was no exception. Moved down to 730, bounce off of it once again. Very, very nice. Moving back higher. Here's your next stair step, right? So what do you have to do here to create your next stair step, you have to break through this 760. This 760 needs to break through, and you need to get that retest. So today, tomorrow, next week, 760 is the key level here on Tesla. If you can break that level and if you can pull back, I would be a buyer here. I would not be a buyer here. I would not be a buyer here. I would not be a buyer here. I'm a buyer at this level right here. Why? Because if you just look at the chart in the past few months, every single time Tesla pushes up, it pulls back to the previous resistance every single time. Push higher, pull back to previous resistance. Push higher, pull back to previous resistance. Push higher, pull back to previous resistance. That's your entry. So that is what I would be watching. If Tesla can push through 760 this week, watch for the pullback to 760. Watch to see if it can hold as support, and then take a potential buy off that level. That's what I would be looking for on Tesla. NVIDIA. Beautiful, beautiful trade on NVIDIA. Really upset that I missed this one. I just had so much I was looking at. I was getting into Lulu. I was watching Goldman, just talking to the chat about the Fed, and I just failed to give NVIDIA the proper look yesterday that I should have. But NVIDIA, we've been talking about this chart for a long, long time. We talked about when 2 weeks ago. If you guys watched my video, we talked about the pullback when we were at 230 to 208. We talked about the potential for a bounce off 208, and God, did it happen nicely. So really upset I missed it, but congratulations to anyone that was able to take this information and make a play off this. Beautiful break, beautiful retest of 208, and an awesome bounce higher yesterday. That 208 level was just clear as day. You had your previous resistance 1 and 2, turned it right into support right there, and got a nice bounce off that level, filling that gap. And if there's any more market strength today, if you get another push on the market, I don't see why NVIDIA doesn't continue even higher. So at this point, it's not the best entry. The right entry was back here at 208s. So congrats if anyone took this in the chat. But an awesome, awesome play here. Break and retest. These are some really awesome plays because one, you're getting it on a pullback. You have strong support below, and you have a very nice stop loss, because if it breaks below that support, then you get out and take your loss. But it's a tight stop. You won't lose much, and the upside is has so much potential. Night Fox, well done, man. Very nice. If you took that NVIDIA play, awesome. All right, Facebook. You can't kiss all the babies. That's right. You can't kiss them all. I'm gonna get arrested for saying that probably. Anyways, so Facebook, trouble for Facebook. Yesterday, news came out about Facebook, just problems with their I don't know. I didn't read too much into it. I saw a headline and I just I knew it was going to be bad for them. But if you guys know the exact story, feel free to post it in there. It's okay. It says Facebook shares are trading lower in possible reaction to recent reports alleging issues at the company, including mental health impacts of Instagram. I don't know if that's it. Earlier said estimates underreport iOS web conversions. There was something else. It was about... Okay, Facebook admits underreporting ad performance, citing Apple's privacy update. There was some stuff going on with Facebook yesterday. If you guys know exact stuff, but there's definitely some things about the Apple App Store, something going on with the changes with Apple affecting their business, and then they had a CTO step down. Also, Apple destroying, something with their ad business, right, from Apple. So that caused a nice little reaction yesterday to the downside on Facebook. Here was my trade that I took, guys, right here on your screen. You are going to see this is 9:39 yesterday. Took a Facebook 345 put, and this was the chart that we were looking at. We saw that rejection at 350. We saw that little bear flag come in. And a very nice little bear flag, and we broke right below that yesterday. So caught that thing beautifully yesterday. In the morning with the chat, congratulations to anyone that took excuse me, Facebook downside. So you can see it right here, guys. Let's go ahead and zoom in to yesterday. Very bad pre-market dip, as you can probably see on your charts right here. What's going on with my chart? Why won't this scale over? Hold on a second. I'm gonna go 2 days, 1 minute. Here we go. All right, now we got it. So zooming in here, we can see we got a very nasty, very nasty pre-market drop. And in the morning, we were watching this 350 resistance, right? We had that previous resistance come in. We had that previous level here. I wanted to see at market open, did we fail that level? I was watching this level as resistance from the pre-market. I was also watching this little bear flag that was forming. You can see we're starting to move higher, trying to hold. And then right here on this candle, on this rejection candle, that was my entry. As soon as I saw us reject 350 and put in this extremely weak candle in the 1 minute and started to fall below this little flag, this little bear flag, that was my entry. Boom, straight down. Ever since then, ever since that entry, Facebook just continued lower and lower. So very nice little play there on Facebook yesterday. Now, if we look at the longer term trend, that's a little bit of a different story, right? So you can see very nasty, that's for sure. Let me go ahead and pull this out a little bit. We can look at some previous levels. So you have this level, which is definitely important, 335. We're not quite there. You definitely have this area here. You have these previous levels around the 345 area as well. So it looks like we're trying to hold that 345. That was sort of where we tried to hold all day yesterday, that 345 level. If I go into the shorter term time frames, you guys can see, look at where that green area is on your chart. See that little green, the little green bar? That's where we tried to hold for most of the day, and that is also where we've had previous support in the past. So 345, would like to see if that holds. If it does, guys, I mean, I would have to say that this could be some type of overreaction on the chart. I don't know for sure. I have to see more into like what's going on with the news. I'm not educated enough to make that decision. I have to see what's going on with their company and what the news is all about. But you know, this is a pretty healthy dip on Facebook. This is about 11% dip on Facebook on the daily chart, basically vertically down. A lot of gaps on the daily chart as well. So if you find any support in the coming days on the market, keep an eye on Facebook. Could be a nice play. I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but you're definitely getting a discount here. So definitely one to have on your charts. Thanks, John. So next, Snapchat. Snapchat, crazy. Absolutely insane move on Snapchat. This 70 level right here has been awesome. I mean, support, 70 level. All-time highs around the 79.80s. That's where we're at right now today. It looks like we're starting to reject off that right here. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of rejection right now. So guys, I mean, if you like to trade in channels, and if you like to take the higher, I guess you could say the higher probability trade, I would say the higher probability trade is probably to the downside. Does that mean that it's going to move to the downside? No, by no means does that mean that we're definitely going to the downside. But if you like to see a stock, if you like trading in channels, if you start to see a rejection come in here today, if you start to see a pretty nasty rejection off this resistance, then I would say that Snap probably tries to trade back down. But you know, this is a tough little channel. You don't know exactly what day it's going to break out. There will be a day that it breaks to either side of this channel. That day will come. And you know, you just don't want to be on the wrong side of it when it does, right? So we'll see. Does Snapchat break out of this here? Does it break out of the 80 on a nice market? Does this thing get going? This has been a nice channel. It's held up ever since its earnings gap up. It's never gave back that gap up. So to this day, this gap has not been filled on Snapchat. So that is one to watch today. See if Snap can break through that 80. Finally, for me, Disney, and then we'll get into some of the stocks that the members want to look at, and then we got to get out of here because we're running late on time again. Disney, trading in the channel as well, same as Snapchat. You can see every single time it hits, it rejects. So rejection, 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 every single time. Downside, you have your support, you have your support, you have your support, and maybe you have your support again. So if you like Disney, if you're a shareholder, if you want to trade the options, if you want to trade the stock, this is a good entry down here. This is a potential entry. Very nice support. 168, 170 has held many times in the past, and every single time it holds here, you guys can see it moves back to the top of the channel. I mean, 1 time here, 2 times here, 3 times here, and maybe this is a number 4. So here's Disney. Definitely one to watch. I know Breadman, I think you're in this, right? You here on the stream, Breadman? I think you're in this already. All right, so that's what I have. If you guys could, real quick, press the like button for me. We have 600 people here and 100 likes. Not the best ratio, so if you could, press that like button for me. That would be great. We're about to get into some more charts. Wow, we have a lot of charts today from the members, so we're going to go quick. We got some charts to look at from the members. If you want to stick around for that, please do. You get more looks at some charts. Press the like button, subscribe to the channel, of course. Before we get into this, I want to give a quick shout out to MSI for sponsoring the stream. Once again, if you want any products from MSI, keyboards, mouses, computers, you can use my code. It's on the bottom right of your screen. You can use that code for 10% off anything on the store. So make sure to check that out. And let's go ahead and get into some charts here. So first one up, we have MU. I'm going to have to go quick on these guys because we're running out of time here. So here's MU. And all I could say about MU is to watch this downtrend channel. The downtrend channel is what to watch. If you want to... mRNA is coming. Yes, mRNA is on here. MU, it's just been trading in this downtrend. You need to get something above this downtrend to get some positivity. So I would say this is a hard place to buy MU because one, it's rejecting off the 50. It's sort of rejecting off that 20. You can see it's rejected off the 50 SMA multiple times. So you have the 50 SMA in a downtrend, you have the 100 SMA in a downtrend, you have the 20 SMA in a downtrend. Me personally, I would not be a buyer of a stock that is trending down that hard with the moving averages. So just be careful there on MU. What you need to see, if you are bullish, you need to see a break of this trend. You need to see a break before I would get into that. ATER, for all the penny stock guys out there, it's down a little bit here, $16 in the pre-market. It hit this really tough resistance. We talked about this resistance yesterday, whoever was here on the stream. 16.50, very tough resistance. If it somehow gets past that, you have $20, but this 16 level looks tough. So I think that's where you're rejecting off right now. You need to get through that 16. Netflix. We talked about Netflix I think we talked about this, was it yesterday? Maybe a few streams ago. We talked about this nice support here at 556. You guys can see we bounced off that level multiple times in the past. If we go to the 4-hour, 556 is an incredibly strong level. And you can see, what is this? This is a break and retest, very clean, and a huge move on Netflix yesterday, right off that level. I mean, look at the level, 566, beautiful push off of it. At this point, it looks like we're actually holding this previous level now too. This is actually pretty interesting. We were in this channel, right? So we had the lows of 566 and we had these highs of 590, right? So right here, 590. You had resistance, resistance. What is Netflix doing here in the pre-market? You guys can see this. This is very nice. Look at that. Push through it, and now we are holding this 590 level. So if Netflix holds this 590 and turns it into support, that is extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. If it can hold this previous channel high as support and start to push higher off this, definitely watch Netflix. That's a pretty nice looking chart right there. mRNA. mRNA just does not know when to give up. mRNA is a strong, strong stock. I have to give it to it. So one thing that I love about mRNA is that it holds these stair-step patterns very nicely. And you guys can see without me even saying a word. I really hope you can see what I'm about to talk about. If you've been on the stream before, you should definitely know what I'm about to say. Because the good thing about the stock market is that the same things happen over and over again, and you should really, over like a month or two period of time, if you really look at these charts, if you really put in the time to look at charts, you should start to see the same things. And I hope someone in the chat is about to know, like, I hope someone is, you're starting to get accustomed to what to look for, because this is just a beautiful break and retest on mRNA. It's so textbook. I mean, it's not hard, guys. You don't need RSIs, you don't need MACDs, you don't need all this bullshit. Sorry, YouTube. To trade well. I mean, look at the beautiful break and retest. I mean, it's happened multiple times. So you get the channel. You buy mRNA on every single channel bounce. You get the beautiful break. You get the beautiful retest right here. You start to go higher. You retest this level once again, and you bounce off it once again. So at this point, anytime mRNA comes back down to 408, you have to be looking to potentially buy this. You just have to. If it doesn't work out, you take your loss. But the odds are you're going to bounce off it once again. So just an awesome trade, an awesome chart. It's holding these stair-stepping patterns beautifully. And yeah, congratulations to anyone that caught that saw that you were holding 410 once again, and you're bouncing off of it. At this point, I'd be a little bit careful around this 440. It's definitely proven to be some resistance here. You can see resistance, maybe resistance as well. So be a little bit careful around 440 for sure. But, just an awesome trade. Awesome stair step. I wouldn't say I'd be a buyer here because this is a resistance level, right? Right here in the 440s. But if you can get this, right? What if you get this? That's a buy right there. So mRNA, Hood, awesome little breakout on Hood yesterday. I just hate the daily chart a lot. I really don't like the daily chart. Just be careful buying stuff that just randomly pops, guys. I know there was some news on the company. I know it's Robinhood. I know everyone has their feelings about it. But the daily chart just is not a stock that I would be a buyer of. So, maybe you can catch a little short squeeze. Maybe you can catch a little pump here. See if it gets above this 49.50 level. If it does, maybe you get a little bit of movement here. The 49.50 area. Maybe you can get a bounce through that. But personally, I think there's better opportunities out there. Nike. Wow, I got to go real fast. All right, we're going like 30 seconds here on the last one here, guys. Sorry. So Nike, just an awesome hold of these previous highs. I wouldn't say it's exactly there. I would say it's probably more here, but just an awesome hold so far of these previous levels. You have earnings coming up, so that's big. Be careful. Last time Nike had earnings, it went absolutely berserk. So if Nike reports earnings and it's good, expect the bounce here. If not, I would definitely expect this gap fill. Could Nike fill this gap on the earnings? That would be really ugly. But yeah, just be careful. Earnings are coming up. I wouldn't even know. I don't know if I'd even be looking at this one. AMD, 50 SMA hold. Nice little support here at 104. That's what I'd be watching. It's today. Earnings. Upstart. Upstart, talked with. I would not be a buyer of Upstart until it pulls back to the 20 SMA on the 4 hour. That's my opinion. I am in D. Overextended. That would be my word. You have these levels. I'd want to see at least something here. Just seems a little overextended to me. I'd want to see a pullback before buying that. Sorry if anyone, I know it's not, but we're running out of time here. So ALB, I like this right here. What is this? This is a nice little retest of this support level right here. 1, 2. See if that holds. If it does, maybe you get another push, but I mean, you might create a little head and shoulders here. So watch this channel. That's the channel it looks like it wants to trade in right there. I'd be a buyer here. You get a nice push. But yeah, that's a nice little hold there at 210. All right, guys. Sorry I had to rush those last ones, but it's time. It's time to get into the Discord chat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you did, please, before you leave, press the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you could. It helps just continue to grow this channel. Helps continue to grow what we're doing here. Grow the community. I'm just another guy trying to help. I'm not, some sleazy person. Just here to help. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm always willing to help. Shoot me an Instagram DM. I try to get back to all of them. It's tough sometimes. There's sometimes quite a bit. Sometimes people post some really dumb questions. So please, come, like, don't just say, like, some people will message me like, should I buy here? It's like, those questions are impossible to answer. No one out there can answer those questions. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. It's really appreciated. I hope you guys find value from this. If you do, make sure to press the like button. And yeah, that's about it. I think that's about it. Thursday night football. Who plays tonight? It's a good game. Who plays tonight, Thursday night? Panthers, Texans. Ugh. I don't know about that. Panthers, Texans. If anyone's fans of them, hopefully you guys, good luck. Good luck on your games tonight. So if you're in the chat, Discord chat, I'll see you guys there. Have a great day, guys, and peace out.